Several California counties ordered to evacuate as deadly storm weather's on. A series of deadly and destructive storms continued to hammer California on Monday, as the drought-stricken state grapples with the sudden onslaught of a very wet January. Joe Biden issued an emergency declaration for California on Sunday, unlocking federal aid to support recovery as mudslides, engorged rivers and streams, and wind-strewn trees wreaked havoc on already inundated infrastructure across the state. The California Department of Water Resources warned that more than a dozen places were at high risk of flooding. In Southern California, the entire community of Montecito were ordered to evacuate on Monday, amid a deluge of rain that has flooded roads and swollen waterways. The evacuation order affecting about 10,000 people came on the 5th anniversary of a mudslide that killed 23 people and destroyed more than 100 homes in the coastal enclave, including Oprah Winfrey's. Montecito is home to celebrities such as Winfrey, Rob Lowe, and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Ellen DeGeneres, who also lives there, posted a video on Twitter standing in front of a raging creek on her property, saying she had been asked to shelter in place. The Montecito Fire Chief, Kevin Taylor, said at least 8 inches of rain had fallen in 12 hours, with several more inches expected. The canyon communities under evacuation orders are at the foot of hillsides burned bare in recent years by wildfires, the Santa Barbara County Sheriff, Bill Brown, said the decision to evacuate came based on the continuing high rate of rainfall with no indication that that is going to change before nightfall. Tens of thousands of people remained without power, and some schools closed for the day. The number of deaths related to the storms climbed from 12 to 14 on Monday, state officials said. Rescuers in Paso Robles had to call off a search for a 5-year-old boy who was swept away by floodwaters in central coastal California. The search for the boy, who has not been declared dead, was called off around 3 p.m. because the current and rising water levels of the Salinas River were too dangerous for divers, said spokesperson Tony Cipolla of the San Luis Obispo County Sheriff's Office. The boy's mother was driving a white truck when it became stranded in floodwaters just before 8 a.m. near Paso Robles. According to Tom Swanson, assistant chief of the Cal Fire/San Luis Obispo County Fire Department, bystanders were able to pull the mother out of the truck, but the boy was carried out of the vehicle and swept downstream, Swanson said. There was no evacuation order in the area at the time. A firefighter discovered one of the boy's shoes, but crews still had not found the child more than 5 hours later. The state's governor, Gavin Newsom, issued a statement urging residents to practice safety. We are in the middle of a deadly barrage of winter storms, and California is using every resource at its disposal to protect lives and limit damage, he said. We are taking the threat from these storms seriously and want to make sure that Californians stay vigilant as more storms head our way. Storm-weary residents are facing another bout of heavy downpours, high winds, and flooding this week, with 2 major new storms expected to drop heavy rainfall on the coast and snow in the mountains in the coming days. Relentless rainstorms over the last 10 days have already killed 12 people, toppled trees and flooded roads, and left thousands of homes and businesses without power. Roughly 139,000 were without power by Monday morning, according to poweroutage.us, an organization that tracks outages live.
The seat there. Who knows what's happened to our poor little restroom?